Hi everybody, and welcome back to Plastic Models by a Regular Dude and my June update and what's coming up in July 2020. Alright, so what's been going on? So, over the last month of June, I've actually got 2 projects finished and 1 started. My finished projects, I had the Asuka M4A376 wet VVSS late. Boy, that's a mouthful. That I got from Harold Adams. Thanks again, Harold. Got that finished up, completed, video series done, made into a playlist. So I'll put a link down below if you want to just kind of maybe briefly check it out if you missed it. Or if you just want to see the end of the video, the end of the last video, and check out the actual finished model. So I got that done, and let's see, I got the sorry about that little glitch there. I got the Edward BF109 E3 Weekend Edition. I got that complete. Thanks, Peter Person, for sending that my way. I got that completed, and but I haven't finished the video series on it. So I'll put a link to the first video, and then from there you can, go ahead to different videos if you want. I pre-shot all the videos as I was completing portions. And I've been trying to release them every week as segments. So the next one will be released on Sunday morning. Sorry. I upload it Saturday night and then send it on to YouTube for Sunday morning. So that'll be the next video for the E3 build. And that's getting close, so it'll just be a couple more weeks, I think, and I'll have the whole thing posted, and then I'll make a playlist, and if somebody wants to watch the whole bleeding thing and torture themselves almost to death, they can do so. Then for the next project that I actually have on the bench is the Tamiya 1/35th scale SDKFZ 250/3 Greif Rommel's command vehicle in Africa. And I'm doing that as a buddy build with Jim at Shutter Ace. So I'll put a link to his channel down below, which is called Shutter Ace, and you can see what he's been doing, not only on the Greif build, but other projects he's doing. But we're doing a buddy build, and the way we're doing it is we're both releasing our videos on Wednesdays, and we're doing the same steps simultaneously. So first, video 1 was the introduction, video 2 steps 1, 2, and 3, video 3 steps 4 and 5, whatever. We're doing the same steps together, and it's kind of interesting to see how different people approach the same thing slightly differently. Even though we're doing the same steps, things can be a little bit different, because people develop techniques and ways they like to build their kits. For example, I really like to build, excuse that weird sound, it's my washing machine, it needs some help, building in sub-assemblies, painting as you go, or painting after everything's assembled, stuff like that. It's really interesting to see how people do that. So this has been really fun because I'm getting to see somebody build step by step the same kit that I'm doing, and seeing how he handles it differently, if differently at all. Some things are the same, some things are different. So it's kind of a good exercise and a way to learn maybe different methods. So if you want, check his link down below, see his latest release, and we're releasing them on Wednesdays together, and we'll do that in till we're done with the buddy build. So check it out if you like. Also, this actually just a few days ago, I kind of revamped my workspace again. But I just kind of streamlined it a little bit, moved some things around. So let me get the camera and we'll kind of take a look real briefly and see what I've done. It's the same workspace as before, but I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff that I wasn't using over here. I've neatened things up here. Oh, what's under there? Oh, you can't see it yet. Cleaned all this area off because if you've seen my videos before, I like to hang sprues up here while I'm working on a kit so they're within easy access. But I cleaned this up. My wife's work desk was here, but we moved it over here. I moved this from over there to here and just kind of freed up some floor space. And because of that, I was able to move this from here to here. So now I can get my drawers open a lot easier. It's easier to get to this stuff that I use seldom over there. And I just have a little bit more room. Got me a different chair. It's a chair I've had for a while, but it's on wheels. Makes it a little easier. It's not one of them crazy race car chairs like all the blokes in England seem to use. But, you know, it's very simple, no arms. I like it. It's easy to get to. Rerouted my airbrush cable around back there and came out here. So it's out of the way and not getting in front of my drawer and stuff like that. So everything's just real handy. Laptop's down there, so all I got to do is take it out, put it up there, do my downloads, uploads, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the bench. Yeah, this thing here is a replica of one of my plates, number plate from whenever I used to race BMX back in the 80s. Made a replica of it. I found all the components and was able to do it. It was up here, but I moved it over here, moved that over there, just kind of, you know, sharpen things up a little bit. And also, one of the things I really wanted to do, I've been fighting with it for years, and that's a camera mount. So if you'll remember, I've got this mount here. I just left it there because it kind of helps hold my laptop cable and my airbrush hose. But it was one of those, you know, movable desk lamps with the lamp part taken off and this attached to the end, and I could put my iPhone in here to use as my camera. And one of the things that just drove me nuts is if I had it over here, my hands would get in the way for certain things. And if I had it over here, same thing, depending on what I was doing, it would get in the way. I tried having it here in front of me, but I would bump it and it was kind of hard to see around it sometimes, and it was just, and then in addition, whoops, I had a problem with, you know, because the mount came up like this and my light is up here, I'd sometimes have a shadow depending on how I had it oriented, and it just drove me insane. I never could get a setup that I liked. So I finally settled on this. I just got a piece of scrap wood from the shop, a couple of angle brackets from the shop as well. Mounted this to it. I can move it around if I need to. This swivels all over the place, so it's easy to move it. And basically, I can just put my mount right here, like this. And it's very easy, to get it centered and lined up, because I'm using grid on my the grid function on my phone, and I can get it centered up and it's nice and solid. I can hit my desk and it doesn't move that near as much as it used to. So that's the new mount. That's the way it is. And now let's move on to see what's actually on the bench. As I said, on the bench right now is the Greif kit. It is an old one from 1979, but it's a really good kit, and it's the same one that Jim is building. The boxing he has actually came with a bunch of extra figures like ground troops. So it came with these figures and some ground troops. So it's like, I think it's got like 11 figures, whereas this one comes with 4. It comes with Rommel and 3 soldiers. And oddly enough, my brother built this kit back in the 80s, late 80s, but he had the one that Jim has and had the extra figures, and he never built the extra figures, and strangely enough, I've still got them. They're in my my figure drawer. As a matter of fact, I was rooting through it the other day and saw them. All the figures unbuilt. So that's what I've got on the bench, and that's pretty much what I'm focusing on. I don't know how much longer. I mean, I'll get it done, actually completed before the end of the month, I'm sure. But you know, again, we're going to be releasing the videos over a period of time, so you may not see the final product until maybe even next month. I'm not sure how many parts it takes. So what have I got new? This kind of ties in with the current project. I got me a couple of small plaques because I want to do a base for the half track, Rommel's half track, and it's going to be very simple. I'll just put some, you know, ground cover on here, like some rocky dirt and maybe some, you know, desert fauna, and stick it on there just so it's on a base. So, you know, I haven't done a base ever, so this is going to be a new one for me, so we'll see how it turns out. So this, I got some other stuff in the mail too, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was. I think it was just some paints. I think I was just low on some paints, so I ordered some Tamiya paint. Yeah, I think that was it. But I also ordered this because I wanted to get some somewhat accurate colors, at least according to AK, for the uniforms, for the figures in the Greif kit. I've never used the AK paints like this. I've used some of their airbrush paints. They were okay. They were a little bit too thin for me. Sometimes I like to control the viscosity a little more than what they allow. I mean, you can't make them thicker, but I've never used their brush paints, so this should be interesting. They're supposed to be pretty good, and the colors look good, so I should be able to paint their figures. And this the Africa theater, since I've started on this kit, my interest has kind of gotten re-sparked for the North African campaign. So I think there's going to be some more Africa Corps vehicles, as well as British vehicles from the Desert War in the near future. So that's why I went ahead and got this set, because you know, I will be using them again. But they look pretty good. I opened them up earlier, and you know, this should be pretty cool. So as far as the next kit I'm going to do, I'm not sure. As far as vehicles go, I think this is the next vehicle go, but I'm not sure I'm going to do a vehicle next. This one was sent to me by Peter Person as well, and I think I might do this. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the next vehicle I do. I haven't done a Soviet subject. Oh man, the last one I did was probably 3 years ago, maybe. It was for a T-34 group build, and it was a Dragon kit, and I hated it. That was a horrible kit. It was one of those kits that's been added to, and parts changed to make so many different variants. There was so many different sprues in that thing. I mean, half the stuff you didn't use on this given kit, and the instructions were horrible, and the tracks were hideous, and it's sitting in a plastic tub right now, just languishing away in the tub of doom. And then before that, I'd only built one other, and that was a T-34-76, the old Tamiya kit, and I built that back in the 80s. Still have it. It's in a box somewhere, but that's the only 2 Soviet vehicles I've built. So this is a new toolkit 2018, and from everything I've heard and read, it's a very good kit. So I'm going to build it right out of the box, just like this, and do all the figures for more figure painting practice, and it should be really cool. So that's going to be the next vehicle, but I'm not sure it's going to be my next kit that I build, because I have this. This is the 2017 Revell P51D-5 NA Mustang early version. Doesn't have the fillet on the tail here. This was my son got this for me for Father's Day. I've been wanting to get this kit because I like Mustangs, and I've heard this kit's really good, and this one's going to be fun. It's going to be a pretty lengthy process, and I'm probably not going to do a step-by-step. It's probably going to be more of a, I'll probably have another thing going on at the same time. Like I may even have that scout car going as a step-by-step, but this one just periodic updates and talk about what I've done in detail, but not show the actual assembly process. Because, man, it's a big kit and it's going to take a while, and that would make for a really long series of videos, and I don't want to submit you guys and girls to that. So anyway, I'm going with this scheme right here, and I'm going to talk more about that whenever I actually get into the kit, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about with this particular paint scheme, and I like unusual paint schemes, so it should be pretty cool. So let's see. Anyway, yeah, that's that. That's the other kit I'm going to do. So now that I think about it, I'll probably build the two kits I just showed you. I'll probably build those in conjunction. One a step-by-step and one a periodic deal. So there's some aftermarket I want to get for this. Mainly it's just like seatbelts. May get some tires, but other than that, it sounds like the kit is pretty good, and I shouldn't have to get a bunch of extra junk to build it. So anyway, that's the other one. Looking forward to this one. This one should be cool. So I think that's pretty much it. That's what's been going on the bench. That's what's coming up on the bench. Now, I also have some ideas for some other videos. I get these brainstorms and get these really awesome ideas that I think of for videos, not necessarily building, but talking about certain aspects of modeling. And one of them has to do with that P51 and the paint scheme on it. So I've got that. I want to talk a little bit about supplies and how many supplies and how many paints and how many different weathering products do I really need. So I'll talk a little bit about that on another video as well. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give you a quick, hopefully it's quick, I haven't seen how long this has taken. Quick update on what's going on my bench. Leave me any comments on the stuff I've already built. Leave me any comments on the stuff I've got coming up and what you think of that, and your thoughts on both of them, the Scout Car and the P51. Just whatever you gotta say it in the comments down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I always try to. I've been doing much better in answering my comments, all of them, because I'm going to the comments section on YouTube Studio or Creator or whatever it's called, and actually seeing the comments there where they all are, as opposed to what shows me in the notification. So that's been going a lot better. So anyway, that's enough blabbing. I think that's pretty much it. That's what went on in June, and that's what's coming up in July. So as always, thanks for watching Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. Any comments, anything you got to say, put them in the comments section down below. Click on those links down there if you want, especially the one for Jim's channel, so you can see what he's doing with Greif. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Leave some comments for him too. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.